being in Dinosaur Jr. these days compared to back in the days? I mean, you were a lot younger then, and what's the difference?
It's less stressful.
Well, the music actually is the most important thing now, and I think back when we were younger, we were still sorting out what was important in our lives, you know, as like personally, and we all had our own personal issues that we were just growing up, you know, and now that it's been all of this time, the music has kind of risen to the surface, and we all sort of know that the music is the most important thing, which makes it like a lot easier to know what to do. Whereas back then it was hard to know what to do. I don't know, that's the only thing I can
enjoy
say.
too playing live. Like I can really, like back then I always felt like I was kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I didn't really feel like it was a whirlwind. But today I feel a little more like I can relax and enjoy the songs and kind of soak it in. It's kind of nice.
How about you, Jay?
Yeah, I like playing better now than I used to. I don't know why exactly, but yeah, I remember complaining a lot one time to Thurston Moore and him going, well, I like to play live, and somehow something about that statement really confused me. I was just like, what? But now I more understand what he's talking about. With age, I understand things.
Do you think it comes with age? And
Yeah, it did for me, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, definitely.
do you when you talk and when you're sitting in a tour bus, do you have memories from the past that you talk about or bring up?
I mean,
just
once
weird
in a while.
things, just really weird,
Yeah.
just weird sort of shocking things that we can remember.
A lot-
Like a tour manager masturbating into a sink, like you know,
Masturbating in his...
into a sink. I don't know, just things like that. Things that strike us as like very just twisted things that happened, or
A lot of times too, you're traveling and you'll see people maybe that you used to know, and so that will stir up something, and you'll go, oh, what about that time or that story? So it depends where you are and who you're seeing. That can have a lot to do with the past.
The conflict that the two of you had, like how did you solve it?
What about Murph? He wasn't in the conflict.
Murph was
part
right.
of that,
He was in
man.
the middle of it. Murph was in the.
I was in the line of fire, dude.
Murph, in some ways, was actually the only person among us who was actually in the band who really showed the tension and really acted it out. He's the only one that really cried and or did it. Everything between he was in the middle of. It wasn't that he was in the middle of me and Jay so much. It was just we were all very, I think, just very ambivalent about what we were doing, and ambivalent about each other, and ambivalent. Murph was the most ambivalent about the music. Jay and I were ambivalent about each other then. But I don't know. Now it's like we already said, just like the music becomes the most important thing, and we're just too old to that just takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, it's too much
to be so
energy.
to be so sort of self-obsessed takes a lot of energy that I just don't personally have. I can't really devote that much energy to worrying about whether people like me or whether, you know.
I put that energy now into playing more. I pretty much focus on playing.
Did you go through some kind of peace talk, or how? Because that's the thing that so many of us go through. That you disagree on something, and sometimes you get stuck in the.
You mean now?
Yeah, now, but how it all made you come back together again? I mean, something must have happened.
Oh, I think it's just a matter of us individually kind of coming to terms with ourselves more or something. Kind of, growing personally, not and in that way you can deal with other people more.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't have a therapy session or so. It was just a matter of we had seen each other now and again, and we have a lot of people that we know in common. I mean, and then you just almost the people around us really they were kind of the people that somehow healed the situation. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it just all the things that mattered before just don't seem to matter to me anymore. So we didn't really have to talk about it. It's just like, yeah, that's all just like I'm not going to be like, the one time that you blew. I'm like, I don't.
Yeah,
I'm already over it. I don't care.
It just dissolved over time. It literally just dissolved.
Yeah, I don't need, I don't need apologies from people, and I don't,
But there was no like therapist like Metallica who hired.
No. I think just seeing stuff like that makes you just go like, no.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Seeing their therapist desperately trying to keep his job. You guys are really, you need me. Come on. I'm making a lot of money here.
But if you, looking at the rock history of rock, there are so many stories about. I mean, you're young, you're an artist, you have artistic wills, and you're living this. I mean, live a life that's around touring and recording and quite much pressure. So I guess I guess it's not so strange that it happens.
No,
I mean, if you end up in...
No, I mean, I think, like when I would see something like the Ramones, or you see how diseased like relationships can become, like over the years sometimes. It's like one gift that we actually had, or one really good thing that happened to us, was me getting kicked out of the band. Because if I had stayed in the band, it could have entered some really disease. The relationships would have like really set in like diseases, but the way it like, and we wouldn't have, it would have really been bad. But because I was sort of removed from the situation and able to grow up on my own and come to terms with what I was, my own things and my own creative things that I needed to do, and come back to this, it's just so much. It's like, I don't need a lot of reassurance to come back. I know why I'm here. I'm here for the music, and because I believe in these guys a lot, and I always have, musically first and foremost. So it's like, it's not a, and it doesn't hurt that people care that we're back together. If nobody cared, we wouldn't be doing it. That's another thing as well. The people do really care whether we play together again. So why not then?